For 17 years at CNN, my first guest helped us make sense of the news. When he was suddenly let go last year, he became the headline. So he's opening up about that and more in his new book, I Once Was Lost, My Search for God in America. Please welcome my friend, Don Lemon.
Shepherd,
How are
I love
you?
I'm great.
I love you too. And
this could get in trouble because you know, it's like we're sitting in our living room here.
I know.
I have to remember I'm on TV.
This is how I like to see you. This is like the happy, smiling, like joyful. You're in such a great place in your life right now. You glow, and I love it.
Thank you, Sherri.
I
so
love
are
it.
you. Thank you, Sherri. I am so proud of you.
Thank you, Don.
I watch you and I'm like, you go, Sherri.
Oh, Don, thank you so much.
This is quite different than being in, you know, Joy Behar's living room.
I know, see, and that's, like, we've always, like, loved each other, but our friendship went to a new level because I stayed at Joy Behar's house for the weekend. What do you remember about their weekend?
You want me to tell all the truth?
Yeah, I guess you could tell the truth.
So you guys know, Sherri is very talented. So I went over and they were doing a reading in the living room, like of a play. And it was you and Susie Essman and Joy. And oh
my God.
Mario Cantone, do you remember that?
Mario Cantone was there, yes.
So I go over and it was great, so we do that. And then all of a sudden, I'm like, it was like late at night, and I'm like, Sherri, why is Sherri Shepherd FaceTiming me?
Yes. I was in the pool swimming like at midnight. I like to go swimming at midnight.
She was in Joy Behar's pool, and not only was she doing, she was luxuriating, and then she was like, there's no food.
There's no food in Joy Behar's house.
Bring me some food.
Yeah, I know, because Joy never has food in her house. And I stayed there, and every time, and she never has food. So I wanted you to bring me some food.
Yes.
And and this is where our friendship went to another level, over food. And this is what I love about you. You're so much fun, and you can call you anytime.
Yeah.
And I remember one Halloween, like you and your husband, Tim, you even dressed as Whoopi and Joy for Halloween.
I did.
Like, yeah, look at this. Look at this, y'all.
Oh my
Whoopi and Joy.
That's good, right? Is that good?
That's a good one.
That's good. But you know what? I was like, I've never dressed up as a woman. What am I going to do? And then I realized when you're doing Whoopi, you're not really. Whoopi is Crocs, jeans, and a big white shirt.
So you're good.
I was good. Look at my Whoopi.
We saw you do Meghan Markle and Prince Harry. That was even, and look, Vice President Harris and President Biden. You are good. Y'all are good. So, like, these look so good. Are you feeling pressure to come up with something to top the vice president and the president for next year?
I
am. For this Halloween?
Should I give it away what I'm thinking about?
What are you thinking about?
By the way, Meghan Markle.
Surprise. Don't give it away.
Oh, okay. Meghan Markle didn't eat for like 2 weeks.
You didn't eat for 2 weeks to be Meghan Markle?
And I had to walk in heels. How do you do that?
Yeah, now you know how we feel.
Oh, my feet were hurting, and I thought I was going to fall down, and I was like, but it was fun. And we won an award. We went to Bette Midler's party,
really?
Halloween, and we won an award for that outfit.
And you look so good as Meghan and Harry.
That was, I think, the funeral outfit, which was iconic.
That was the iconic outfit. You know what? I want to tell you what I think. Don't give away yours, because I don't want you to spoil it.
Right.
But I think, like, Iman and the late, great David Bowie.
Oh, that's
like
good.
David Bowie and Iman. Or, like, what about Serena Williams and her husband, Alexis Ohanian?
Oh.
That would be Serena. You got to walk in heels again. And it looked like you got to put a corset on. And that one's on.
Unless so, but yeah.
Yeah,
if
so
it
that
covers the heels. But they have to be instantly, the thing is they have to be instantly recognizable. Otherwise,
you have
people
to recognize
go,
them.
who you are. Who are you?
Who are you? Okay, so I can't wait for this Halloween.
So
I will be looking.
But you know, people interviewed me last year. We went down to the Village, because there's no place like the Village on Halloween.
Yes.
So we went down to the Village, and people, they didn't even realize until the next day when they saw my social, this guy was like, I interviewed Don Lemon on my social media channel, and I had no idea
who you were.
Who I was.
That's how good you are, Don. You're good playing drag.
Thank you.
You're good. You're good.
Makeup artist.
You're makeup artist.
Makeup artist is Armando is very good.
Okay, well, I love you for that, but I just have to say, your book, I Once Was Lost, I love this love letter that you have written to people in your family, and it was just, it's so good. And there was a point in there, you wrote about being let go from CNN, and you went back for your first interview at CNN. Now, I know when I was let go from The View and then I had to go back, it was very different for me when I walked in the door. So walking in CNN after being let go, how did you feel?
It was different. It was weird because usually I didn't need an ID. My face was my ID because if they didn't want to let me in, I'd say, you see that picture right there?
Right there on the wall.
That's me. But then I had to, you know, with security and I had to go in or whatever. And so that was a little weird, but it was different. I mean, I felt like there was very little nostalgia, right? I wanted to be and see the people who I worked with, but just being in the building for me was no big deal. But it was, it was weird. But I was like, you know, here I am back. I got my own channel. I'm doing my own thing, and I got my book, and yeah. And Aaron Burnett was just lovely, the lovely Aaron Burnett. So it was great.
And everybody there was, how were they?
It felt like home. How were they? I didn't see a lot of people.
Okay.
But they were great. It's like home. I mean, well, I shouldn't say I didn't see a lot of people coming in, but when I was in the studio, people started coming in, and I'm like, oh, I got to go before I start crying because I miss the people.
And we miss you. We really miss you.
Thank you so much.
Oh,
thank you guys.
I just don't watch it. I don't watch it as much.
You can watch me, you know, on my YouTube channel.
No, I watch your YouTube channel. I watch you all the time.
Do you watch it? I do 10 a.m. I do a show, and it's Hot Topics. It doesn't compete with you because you're the big show. No, but I do funny, but I'm going to watch it because I didn't know. I'm going to watch it in the mornings because I love it. It stays on all, you know, it lives when you're on YouTube. Absolutely. So I'm a big fan of yours, period, regardless. Thank you. I know. That's my boo. Now, you have, I Once Was Lost. You started writing this book even way before you were let go. And what I love about it is you write about your faith, and you write about your love of being, just your love of America. So, you know, tell me about that. Well, it's like you, because I know you love America and I know you love God. I do, and and that's why I think that we bond, because I wrote this book because of my love of country and my love of God, and how it really, that helped me to become the person I am today, and really to fight against toxic evangelical teachings that really sought to marginalize me, and as it does to other marginalized communities. And I said, you know what, I have to write about it. But also, as you know, I had a crisis of faith after my sister died. And I don't want to get too deep here. But, you know, the Bible says question, question, question. So I started questioning. And in the questioning, it was like, you need to say what you have to say. Because it's okay that you question, because at the end, I'm there. And you're going to find me. Absolutely. That going deep helps you to find you. God can handle your question. He can. He wants you to question. He wants you to question. Because that makes your faith stronger. Absolutely. Yeah. He wants that. And I know that your faith played such a big part in you holding your family together, your family just being together, especially after you came out. And after you came out, so what was that journey like after you came out with your family and your faith? Well, it was so long ago. Look at the cute doggy. Oh my gosh, the doggy. You know. It was so long ago, but it was tough because I had never told anyone. I didn't tell my mom I was 30 years old. Until you were 30. Until and I was breaking up with a partner, and I had never told her. I'd moved to New York. That was part of the reason, to be myself. And to get away from, you know, sort of the racism down south in Louisiana. And I told my mom, and she was very strong. And I said, Mom, don't tell Dad. I'll tell him at my own time or whatever, and don't tell my sisters. I tell her, I start crying, she's really strong, and then I hang up 10 minutes later. She's like, you know, I told your dad that, and he was fine. He's like, I knew it was fine. And then I told your sisters. I'm like, Mom! But she's been my biggest supporter, and I don't know where I would be without my mother. Yes. She said, you're my child, and no matter what, I will always love you. And I wish everyone who was, you know, had something that they were hiding, or that they felt ashamed of, or maybe the Bible said that you're, you know, an abomination or whatever, I wish everyone had the support that I have of my family, because that's what we need. We need the love of family and friends always.
But you know, it's so funny because you say, your mother said, you are my child and I will always love you. But that's how God is. You are my child and I will always love you. So it's nothing you can do to separate me from who you are, and I will always love you.
Thank you.
And I love it because you will be jogging and you listen to T.D. Jakes' sermons while you're running. Okay, now we both know when T.D. Jakes start going, get ready, get ready, get ready. Yeah. Like, what do you do? Do you ever catch the Holy Ghost while you're running?
I do. The weird thing is I think I met T.D. Jakes 3 times. Once I did a story on him. They asked me my mentor, and I was like, my mentor, T.D. Jakes is my mentor in my head because I listen to him in my earbuds.
Right.
And so I will listen to a sermon, and I'll be jogging down the West Side Highway or whatever, and he'll say, look at your neighbor and say, neighbor, you don't have to believe in my dream. And I'll be running, and I'm running, and I'll go, hey, neighbor, you don't have to believe in my dream. And people are like... hey, neighbor, you don't have to believe in my dream. And I'll be screaming it. And you know you're loud with the headphones.
With the headphones. So. I'm so glad that you never screamed that at me while you're jogging.
I know.
Oh, my God.
But you'd be like, Don Lemon, you lost your mind.
I just love you. I would ask you, though, what would you tell somebody who is just like, who's afraid to come to their parents? You know, because a lot of people use religion, and who might be afraid to come to their parents and just come out and tell them their truth?
First of all, I think you need support from as many people as possible. And I think the public, all of you who are out there, everyone, you need to be supportive of people, especially if you're a person of color, if you're a woman, a member of a marginalized community. You should realize you shouldn't be discriminating or judging anyone. That may not be your thing, but don't judge, love. So I would say that to the folks, everyone who's in the sound of my voice. But I tell this story in the book, Sherri, about I met this man on a plane as I was writing the book, and he was a Jehovah's Witness, and his family ostracized him.
Yeah.
They disowned him.
They disfellowshipped him.
Yes. And so he told me that story, and he says, I went back to say hello to my mom, and she recognized me, but then I told her I was still gay and whatever, and she didn't want me to have anything to do with me. And I don't understand that as a person of faith, why you could do that to someone you love. You may not believe what they believe, but you have to love and support them, because that's what Jesus would do.
Yes.
That's what Jesus did. He went amongst the people who were the least of these to support and love them. And so you should act like that. You should, mimic, do what Jesus would do.
And it says in the Bible, the greatest of these things is love. And I love you so much, Don Lemon.
You. Sherri, you're so good at this.
No.
You are so good at this. Oprah better look out.
Oh, no, Oprah already said. She gave it to me. She gave me her thing. So we're good.
I'm joking. We love Oprah, but you're good. You're good.
Thank you.
I felt like
that means a lot, Don.
You're good. You know why? Let me tell you why you're good.
Why?
I know you got to go to the commercial break. You're good because you're not interviewing people. You're listening and you're having a conversation. You're a good conversationalist, and that makes a good talk show host.
That means so much. So I'm going to be good before I lose my talk show. Don Lemon, thank you so much for being here. Now, I Once Was Lost is out now, and everyone in the audience, you are getting a copy.
Thank you. I love you guys.